Hi everyone, how's everyone doing? So we're into day 2 of the quarterfinals, and there's still a tennis match that's going on still. It's Djokovic versus Flavio Cavalli. I've got an appointment in sort of 20 minutes, so I know I'm not going to be able to watch the rest of it, but it's looking as though, well, I can't tell. Again, with Djokovic this year, this is the only year where I've kind of been in a few of his matches, I've been like just unsure. So I don't know what's going to happen there. So the 3 matches that I did watch today, I watched a little bit of Mira Andreeva versus Belinda Bencic, I think that's how you say it. And who won that match? I don't even know who won that because I only watched half of it. Yeah, so to be fair, I'll have to catch up on that and see who won that. Then the match that I watched in full was Iga Swiatek versus Ludmila Samsonova. That was just, yeah, you know, I've already said it's going to be in the final. This is my prediction. Iga Swiatek versus Sabalenka. That's what I think is going to happen. And I think Iga, to me, is just looking like she's going to get this because she stays calm. What I like about her is like she won in straight sets, so it was just really over really quickly. She made it look easy. She just doesn't mess about. She's like, as I've said, with she's Polish, but with all the Eastern Europeans or just the Russian players, they just have this thing where it's about business. Do you know what I mean? In the interviews, maybe they'll crack a few jokes and that sort of thing, but they're there to like no messing about. They're not playing to the crowd. They're not showing emotion. They're not showboating. It's just getting down to business. And Iga, her tennis is just powerful, but it's just beautiful to watch. Like now, what I've said out of all the women, I mean, Sabalenka, to be fair, is powerful, but she's too emotional, and she keeps doing that thing where she's doing that negative self-talk. She's doing all this stuff, going like, you know, hitting the net when she makes a mistake. She's like Venus Williams. She's 2 when she used to play. When they're losing, they can't like control what's going on, and that like affects your game. Whereas Iga Swiatek, you wouldn't have a clue that she's won the point or lost the point. So for me, I'm gonna just say that she's gonna win it. That's what I'm predicting. And then the other game that I've just watched, which has just finished, was Jannik Sinner versus Ben Shelton. That was really entertaining. What I thought was really not so good about that was Ben Shelton, when he played against whoever it was, I can't remember who he played, he was on the best form. He was throwing everything out there. He was just like, I was looking and thinking, who's this? Because, you know, I've never heard much about him play. Today, he was like a wounded animal. I was watching it and I was kind of like, what's going on? It's like he lost all of his energy. And I don't know if it was because he was playing against Jannik Sinner. I didn't get that impression that it was because I think he just went out there with a lack of belief. He was being outplayed, but at least, as I said, with Emma Raducanu, she went up against the #1 player in the world. She had all the like pressure against her, but she went out there like she was a winner. She went out there confident. Ben Shelton today just was looking like he didn't have any belief in himself, and that was a shame because it probably could have gone different ways. I mean, he had so many double faults, and all of his double faults came at the wrong time. You know, when you're up, maybe it's like advantage to the other person, and it's like that's when his double fault comes. Then even when it was like close to match points for like Sinner, he hit the ball out an error. So the commentator was saying the same thing I said at the end. Too many errors, too many double faults. He wasn't playing. You know, this is one of the statistics. Sinner, points won in attack, 87%. Ben Shelton, points won in attack, 59%. You can't be playing against the top player in the world and have that like lack of clarity. And the thing is, I'm not saying that, I know it's not easy. I know people are probably thinking, well, obviously he wants to win, but what I'm trying to say really is that like the lack of precision, it was too fast. The commentator was saying he was overhitting too much, and that was one of the first things I was saying. I just kept watching him hitting these balls so powerful. You can have power, but you're better off not using all of that power if that power is going to do you a disadvantage. And how he was hitting those balls all over the place, and he made so many errors, is partly why he lost in that way. It wasn't, I mean, Sinner was playing fantastically. To be fair, every other match I've watched this tournament where Sinner is playing, I felt bored. I was like switching off. But today, I don't know if it was because he was playing against Shelton or because he has stepped up his game. This was the first time where I thought, yeah, I'm a fan of this guy. Yeah, I understand why he's world number one, because he played well, credit where it's due. So I'm predicting, I don't know what's going to happen now, because it's either going to be, I don't know if Djokovic is going to win his match. He could do, but he might lose. But even if he wins, I'm going to be honest, I would put him third now at this stage. I think it's between Sinner and Carlos Alcaraz, because I just think Djokovic is playing well still. He's still my favourite tennis player out of the three, but I just don't think he's at the top of his game enough to win against those two. They're playing better, Sinner's playing better, Carlos Alcaraz is playing better. But do you know what? Anything's possible. Look how many seeds have gone out this year. Look, anything happens. But yeah, I just thought that was a bit lacklustre from Ben, because it was one of those matches where it was like, oh, okay, it was interesting to watch, but he was just making too many errors. So I don't know if you guys watched the quarterfinals today. Did you? Let me know if you did, and I'd love to hear your thoughts. Bye.